Hi people, it's Leona. If you watched my recent videos, then you know that I've been traveling a lot this year. So far I've been to Paris, Amsterdam, London, Miami, and I do have more trips planned for the rest of the year. There are two reasons why I'm able to travel as much as I do, and one reason is because I want to. Number two reason is because I'm able to finance these trips because I receive 2 bonuses a year from my job. Now, do not think that I am getting Fortune 500 company type bonuses because that is definitely not the case. I understand that I can see the world, certain parts of the world, without breaking the bank. It doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg to travel. And I want to let y'all know how I'm able to do that. These bonuses that I receive are my budgets. I try everything I can not to dip into my savings. These are the amounts that I get every year, and as soon as I get them, I'm going to book a trip. So here are some things that I do to stay within budget. I travel during the off seasons, typically. During those off seasons, lodging and flights are so much cheaper than if you were to travel in a high peak season. The off season varies depending on where you want to go for Europe. The off seasons are between November and March. And someplace like Thailand, the off season is June. You're going to have to do your research depending on where you want to go and figure out why it's their off season. For example, the off season in Venice, Italy, the city floods. I mean, it's a city on water, and in the off season, the city floods. The water comes up to I don't know, 10, 16 inches, something like that. So people are just walking through water. Another way I can stay within budget is I use the benefits that my credit card offers. So recently, my trip to Paris, I stayed in the Airbnb. The reason why I chose to do Airbnb is because my credit card was having a promotion or something. I forget what it's called. It's a benefit of my card. If I were to book an Airbnb stay on my card and it was over $100, I get $50 back. So I saved $50 by using my credit card in that Airbnb. And Airbnb is cheap to begin with, cheaper than going to hotels. And that's another reason why I'm able to travel as much as I do. Airbnb. I know it just may seem odd to stay in somebody else's place, but listen, when you want to go somewhere and these hotel prices are off the chain ridiculous, and you can stay in somebody's home for a fraction of the price, why not do that? You have a whole bunch of different options where you can have an entire home on your own, or you can share a space. You can also save money in Airbnb if you get a home with a kitchen and you can just cook as opposed to going out to eating, and that's going to cost you more money. Airbnb is just all around good when you want to travel and not break the bank. Another thing, I don't personally do this, but I know friends and family that have. But taking multi-stop flights as opposed to taking non-stop flights can also save you a bunch of money. My friend, we were in Paris together. He took a multi-stop flight, and his flight turned out being $300 less than mine because I took a non-stop flight. And I just can't. I'm not about that life because I get anxious on planes. And the thought of having to take multiple planes to get to one destination is just not good for my blood pressure personally. Now, while you are there, you're on vacation, you got your flight, you got your lodging. While you're there, yes, it can be expensive to be in a different place where you're not at home and you're going to have to go out to eat and you're going to have to spend money on transportation. So yes, you're going to be spending money, but you do not have to be spending all the money in the world. Okay, so here is how I still stay within my budget, okay, while I'm at the destination. First things first, you don't have to go inside all of these tourist attractions. A cute little selfie outside of the tourist attraction is just as good, in my opinion. Okay, in Paris, do you think that I walked up those stairs at the Eiffel Tower or took the elevator upstairs in the Eiffel Tower? No, because that costs money. But I got to see the Eiffel Tower. I got to take plenty of pictures in front of the Eiffel Tower. I got to film there too. All for FREE. There are ways you can figure out how to get into a tourist attraction on a discount. In Paris, if you got a certain, I think it was the 3-day pass that we got for taking the metro, you got discounts at certain tourist attractions, up to 20%. And you're going to just have to do research and figure out what tourist attractions you're going to and what you can do to get certain discounts. Speaking of the metro, you can save so much money by taking public transportation in a city. This is why I typically like to travel to Europe, like the main cities, like if I'm going to France, Paris, if I'm going to England, London, because there's public transportation systems so much more cheaper than taking a cab. Keeps me within budget. If you're in a city for an extended amount of time, you can usually get like an unlimited pass for a certain amount of days. It costs you less as opposed to paying as you ride. The eating situation while you are traveling. I am not a foodie, so this is not hard for me to go to a fast food restaurant as opposed to a very fancy restaurant, or maybe not even fancy, but it's a typical restaurant. Nando's is my love in London, and that's, their fast food place there. It's still good food, and it's not like McDonald's. They serve like grilled chicken and sweet potato, like mashed sweet potato. It's all good. A lot of the time, some of the best places to eat at while you're traveling are the hole in the walls that aren't going to cost you anything like that much money. So that's another way I'm able to stay within budget. I do recommend a couple of channels to watch that hopefully will give you even more inspiration to travel more and get out there. Number one favorite is DamonandJo. These are two youngsters that their main passion in life is to travel. They've been to so many places with a fraction of the money that I use to spend on traveling, because traveling is a priority for them, and they will find a way to go. They do not make up any excuses why they can't. So I think there'll be huge inspirations to watch. If you're really wanting to get out there, don't know how to begin, watch DamonandJo here on YouTube. They also have a blog called Shut Up and Go. That is their tagline. And I love their tagline. Stop making excuses. If you want to travel, shut up, keep it, and go. Love it. Sonia Travels here on YouTube is also a good channel to watch. I'm going to link a couple of videos in the description box from Evelyn from the Internets. She gives you a perspective on how she was able to travel when she was a student in college. So there's apparently a lot of programs that you can do if you're a student that will save you money on flights and help you with that. Also from the KG Lifestyle. She also travels a lot and gives a lot of tips on how she was able to do that. Like, I think she even gave an example of an actual plan that she did for her trip to Paris. And that's about it. Yeah, so traveling really doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg, like I said. And if you want to travel, then do it. Just start saving money. Start planning your trip ahead of time. You have to do your research. I hope you found this video helpful and inspiring, because I want y'all to travel the way y'all want to, like you were telling me in these comment sections. I want you to do it. Go ahead and go. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.